Hello, weirdos and weirdettes. My name is Haunted. Today, we're going to be working on the holiday special Bah Humbug, starring our mascot, Waldo. And of course, Teddy as a rug. So that's what we're going to be working on today, everybody. How are you doing? How are those holiday plans going? Is everybody over their stuffing from turkey and Black Friday blah blahs and all that good stuff? Getting my eyeballs ready. Hey, Panda, how are you doing? Welcome in. Okay. Thank you for dropping in. Holiday plans are non-existent? Oh, wow. Yeah, how very brave of you. Well, do you have children? I guess you probably don't if you don't have holiday plans, or at least not young children. That is fine. We appreciate the lurking works. We appreciate all the lurkers, all the viewers too, but the lurkers are just as appreciated. Hey, McBluff, how are you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, it should be a fun one. I'm bummed we're having to use the overhead lamps because I forgot to charge my my little LCD lamp here. So we got some dead spots in the lighting caused by the camera in it, which are kind of a bummer, but we'll make do. But next time, I got to make sure I charge that light. I'm doing good. Been busy. Was sick last week, actually. Basically, had kind of some of the Rona symptoms. I had the lethargy, the massive headaches, and I'm trying to say the words that are not working in my mouth. Lack of energy, that kind of thing, but no coughing, no temperature, nothing like that. So I didn't bother getting tested. Just isolate it and did my best to get better. But of course, that means I am behind on everything now. Food coming, yeah. I have just this week been able to start tasting again. That was the other thing. I couldn't taste any of the food last week. So that was kind of a bummer. But, there was plenty of leftovers, so it's all good. It's like my mouth has had a Listerine in it. That's what everything tastes like, Listerine. And yes, I realize I put Listerine in my wet palettes, but I haven't been painting much, so it's not that. Oh, that's bottom of the wine glass. That's what that is. Okay. Like, what is that protrusion on his arm? I see. Hey, Dragon Legion, welcome in. How are you doing? Been a hot minute since I've seen you. Just going to get in our base coat down. I probably could have done this with an airbrush. I just did not want to run the airbrush today during stream. It's just, I don't know, kind of gotten out of the habit of it. Like, I don't use the airbrush hardly at all, except when not streaming. Probably doesn't help because, or probably every time I use it, I have some sort of clog or issue. So that's part of the reason why I don't do it on stream, because no one wants to see you sitting there fiddling around with your airbrush for an hour trying to get it to spray right. So maybe one of these days when my airbrushes are more reliable, whenever that is, I'll get back to streaming with airbrushes. Had a pretty rough night, but better. Oh, sorry to hear that. Glad you're better though. I don't know what I'm going to be doing these because I'm going to be painting those membranes black. I'll probably paint over this a little bit, but we'll get it cut in a little bit anyways. No, I've not got all those fingers yet. There you wrapping around there. And Pinky's out, mofo. Pinky's out. Look at there. He's all fancy. Fancy AF. Got his pinky out. I didn't realize you were fancy, Waldo. I feel like I'm hitting the camera a bit. I'm going to move it up just a wee bit. We may need a focus adjustment, but I'm just hitting it way too often. There we go. I think we're back in frame now, at least. So has anybody got any big plans for the next upcoming holiday? Or holidays, plural, because we get, Christmas and Kwanzaa and, oh gosh, my great-grandmother would smack me for not knowing what the Jewish version is. Yeah. So plans for those holidays, anybody? Okay, so we got the base down on his skin now. Strengthen it up a little bit on this backside here. We may even go a little bit darker on the backside, the bottom of the backside here. Hanukkah. That'd be the word that was not working in my mouth. Thank you. Thank you. Jeez, Manetti. Great Grandma Temple would be most displeased with me. Of course, she probably rolls over in her grave a little bit every time I eat a burger with cheese on it too. So a little bit more of that in there. Knew the word, just didn't know how to spell it well. That's better than me. Like I said, I should have known the word. Spelling or not, I could have at least said it. But yeah, for some reason it just disappeared from my mouth inventory. We're just kind of putting this in roughly. We'll kind of blend the other back into it. Hey, old slow tiger. Wow, good to see you. Mouth where you like that? No problem. I appreciate your lurk. We always do appreciate the lurks. It's good to see you too. Yeah. We're gonna have to get back to doing those regular streams again. I've just been so busy. So busy. And when I'm not busy, apparently I'm getting sick or other things thrown at me, so I can't do it. So, but anyways, we're gonna try and get back to those regular streams again. I promise. I know it looks a little messy right now. We're gonna try and neaten it up here in a little bit. But I wanted to, hit the camera again. We're like 3 for 3 on that today. I mean, you can't do both at the same time. Yeah, not everybody has those jobs where they can watch streams and work at the same time. It's a shame. It's a bummer, but yeah, that's the way the life cookie crumbles. Apparently. I cracked up at your post about the Shakespeare thing, Tiger. That was pretty funny. And we're just going to try and blend that back in a little bit, yeah. We will brighten him up as well too, because he's a little closer to like a lime, like a lemon green, in the cartoony depictions. We had a quick discussion before stream of whether we wanted to do him like the photo reference, which was the artwork, which had him kind of gray skinned, and we decided we wanted him bright, like the cartoony pics, because that's the way we see Waldo most often depicted, is kind of as a cartoon. So we're going to do him the bright green. Okay. I cracked the wrist. All right, now we're back to painting. Is not used to this. Hasn't been doing it in a while. It's like, I protest. I do not know what you do with me, but please stop that painting thing. Okay, just working that green in. This is Warpstone I'm working with. Warpstone Low. Yeah, that's it. We're trying to cover harsh lines, blend it out a little bit, keep that darkness there, but not so overpowering, especially on the top side. Okay, now we're going to start working in a little bit of that some of that moot green. We're going to be doing it more as a glaze here. Get a little bit more water there. Hope we're still on the screen there. Got to thin it out just a little bit up here on the thigh to kind of get that blend there. We're not going hardcore on the blend. We want to get a little bit of a blend here. So it's just not like straight transitions. Give a little bit of a kind of textured appearance to it. Some color variations and stuff. Get some little pure on the moot here. Too much water. Trying to avoid a little of the pooling, but if it does, you want to pull it toward areas that you're wanting bright anyways. All the while doing this without ripping layers off from underneath. That's the fun part. Okay. Get a little bit right here on his that kind of bulge on the chin that he has. We'll brighten it up some more, but that we wanted to get a little bit right in there. Close up on his eyebrow ridges. And then back to the belly here. See how he's starting to shape up there? Starting to get a little transition there on that green. All right, let's get some on the feet here. We didn't get this foot. We'll probably have to make 3 or 4 layers on that one like we did the other one. Because when you work thin like that, it tends to take time to build up the pigment. And we're going to come back in here and do the belly a little bit more. Okay, come back in, hit that chin a little bit. We're a little thicker this time, not as much water. Because I kind of want to bring a pop of brightness in here because it's not a lot of area to work with, so we can't really do those subtle transitions. We're going to hit this ridge here, the lip, the edge of the lip. Try and maintain that the little recess behind it as well. Now we're going to come in with a little bit of the moot green mixed with some Flash Kits yellow. This should be the final bit of brightness here for the belly. We'll have to glaze that back down, I think. We got a little spotty there. That's okay. So we fix that right up. You got a nice looking little belly there, and you know, for a Waldo. Okay, so we're pretty well done with the belly. We're just going to kind of work on the other areas of the body now. Using this Flash Kits and Moot Green mix. Kind of thin. We don't want to go too hard on it. Just popping some of these highlights. A little bit on that knee there. Now, if we happen to finish this stream, we will probably work on either the other Waldo that I have, which is the one coming out of the chimney. I might have one other one. I can't remember all the Waldos I've gotten. But we'll either work on that one or we'll work on the Dreamer Iconic, the Wagon and Teddy, because that'd be a fun one too. And I'm going to be donating the 75 millimeter one to Snack, the Scottish Network for Arthritis in Children, or Arthritic Children. I'm not sure which it is, but anyways, we're going to be donating the 75 millimeter one painted as a reward for one of the giveaways. Yeah, sorry about that. Where's that ball? We have it here somewhere. Here it is. So if we finish up Waldo today, we'll be working on this next time probably. So it'll be a fun one. That one we probably will use the airbrush on. On here, eyes are watering. Sorry, but I have a feeling we're not going to finish. But if we do, that's what we have to look forward to. Might need a smaller brush for this one. These toe beans are pretty small. Let's get a small brush. Let's get a little bit of go back a step or two here. There we go. That just jumped a little too bright, too quick, didn't it, guys? So we're going to kind of blend those in a little bit. Some of this brighter green, or darker green, not the neon stuff. Now we'll kind of come back. That was coming in it with a big brush a little too hot. Not to say you can't use a big brush most of the time, but sometimes, like toes and stuff, yeah, you kind of want something with a little bit more detail control, right? I'm going to come in with a little bit more glazing, I think, on the belly. I think we still have a little splotchiness down here. I mean, a little splotchy is okay, you know, because skin color is not 100% uniform, right? You got blues and greens and purples and all sorts of little dots and stuff of coloration. So a little unevenness in skin is a-okay. You just don't want it to look like it was done by brush that way. Okay. Going to work a little bit on the side of this leg here because it's not quite where I want it. This one here, we got calf muscle that has no definition at all. On either side. You notice we are pulling up toward the top of the muscle with this green. So the pigmentation is pulled toward the area that would receive the most light. So when you lift up your brush, you're depositing that pigment at the top of the muscle cluster. All right. This is kind of dangerous doing a glaze with a small brush because you tend to not be able to spread it well. We're going to try to do it without wrecking anything. Hey, Kim, what color are his eyes? Are they yellow? Like bright yellow, or are they white? I think they're mostly white because they're like hollowed out, but do you think we should do white or you think we should do yellow? Okay, don't see any Discord messages. You can't decide which would be cooler. Me either. We'll split the difference. We'll paint it white and we'll put a yellow glaze in there. How about that? I mean, they aren't super well defined, but we could probably get a little bit of the white popping through that yellow and just have it kind of on the edges. So I know we always talk a little bit about TV or streaming services. While I was not feeling well last week, I did a little catching up. I started Andor finally. Didn't get too far in it because there were a few others ahead of it, but I started it and finished up Ghost. Both, well, the Americanized version I've already watched. I was caught up on it. I love it. But I started watching the British version that the American version was based on. And I'm having a real hard time deciding which one I like better. I feel like there's a little too much overlap with the characters in the British one, like from time periods. There's just a few too many that are covering the same or relatively same era of time. Having Robin be a caveman instead of the Viking, I really enjoy that, especially the fact that he's actually relatively smart for a caveman, that he's learned to play chess and word games and stuff like that. I think it's just freaking hilarious. But if it's not something you've seen, definitely put Ghost on your watch list. I don't know which one I'd start with first, whether I'd say start with the British or start with the English or US version. Probably say start with the British version if you've got HBO Max. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, the premise is a young lady inherits a old castle, basically, and is haunted by ghosts. And she falls out a window or falls down the stairs, depending on the version, and goes into a coma. And when she wakes up, she's able to see and hear the ghosts that are there. And of course, no one else can. So hilarity ensues. But definitely a good show. Ooh, can't quite get in there. Get to that tail. A little hard to get in there with our camera angle. We're trying. There we go. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit of that bright yellow here. Oops, cut it on his knuckle. That's not where we wanted it. That's not where we wanted it. Let's try that again. We want it on this side of the tail. There we go. That way no one second guesses what this is on his belly. Because I was like, what is that? Oh, it's his tail. Probably could bring that up just a wee bit. Here we go. We'll get a little bit of a brighter green on the side, but not contrasting with that yellow. There we go. Oops, we drop it at him. All right, so now we're going to work on those phalanges here, his fingers. Get a little bit of work up on here on his shoulder too. I mean, it is mostly recessed in shadows, so we don't have to go too crazy with it. We're going to show a little transition there. Okay, we'll work up here on the brighter portion. A little water there. That might help. When in doubt, add some water. And we can tune it back down a little bit with the other color. Just around the edges, you know. Go. Go pop a color up here. Yeah. Smush my brush against the cup because that's what you're supposed to do with them, right? Take care of them that way. No, that's really not what you're supposed to do, but that's what I was doing. This is some of that yellow green. Go. We'll bring in a little bit more of that up here on the lip. So got to do his teeth as well. I hope the color is coming across here, guys. I don't know with the lighting situation on my end if the color is coming out, but he's looking suitably vibrant to me. I don't know why, but I keep seeing the remember those commercials, the Dos Equis, the most interesting man in the world commercials. Yeah, that's what I keep seeing when I'm painting this for some reason. Hello, I am the most interesting man in the world. Drink Dos Equis. I don't know why, but that's what I see. I guess you'd have to have a sense of humor. Hey, Zachariah. Hello, I'm Zach, formerly IX Minis. I'm back from the dead, or dead. Because having some new weird stuff. Nice. Well, welcome back. Good to see you. You had a little name change on Twitch. I think most of us have done that at one time or another. Holy cow, total. How are you doing? And thank you for that follow, Zachariah. Or Zach, sorry. It's just a name. I call it out as I say it. Sitting at work. Nice. Glad you're able to tune in. Yeah, last time you painted was 9 years ago, and the last competition I did was a weird one. Nice. Wow, that is quite a break. That break is almost as long as I've been painting. Well, welcome back. Second 9-year break. Oh my goodness. Well, let's hope not. You can't afford too many more of those. Life is too short. I want to stop by. I'll have to stop by and say hi to the weird booth. Yeah, totally don't need to ban that Tegan Hawks or whatever. Getting ready for PAX Unplugged this weekend? Oh, nice, Total. You lucky dog. You have to let me know what's there in the booth. I may have you pick me some stuff up. I mean, assuming we can get the shipping worked out, unlike last time. I'm really pretty happy with the skin. There's a little kind of dark spot on his belly, but I'm okay with it. I'm not going to fret. Get that kind of blended in a little bit there. Here we go. Okay. I'm probably not going to go full tilt on this hand until I do the wine glass, because that's going to require some blending too, some glazes and such. So I will probably kind of stop once I get this little bit here done. because I don't want to go too crazy and then have to redo 90% of it. Because remember, kitties, we paint from inside out, or at least that's what we're supposed to do. So if you're painting something with skin and clothes and stuff like that, you paint the skin first, and you paint their under doodads, and then you paint the next layer of clothes, and so on and so forth, working your way out. It just makes things easier to correct and to account for. So work it inside out. If you're painting a skeleton, you start with your skeleton, the bones, and then the muscles, and or the nervous system and veins, and then the muscles, and then the skin, and so on and so forth. And that's why you work it. Come on now. I've said that millions of times in my streams. You should know that one by now. I don't always do it. There are exceptions. There's times I forget. There's times it just works better to do it the other way. But 99% of the time, it works better if you work from the inside out. Of course, we haven't been having streams in a while, so I guess maybe he knows it's not a bad thing. Hello, Kit Kat. Now, how are you doing? You did not announce yourself like you normally do. No sneezies. Paint shoes first. Instructions unclear. Yeah. No. How you doing, brat child? Captain Sneezy Pants. Yes, he is in the house. Although today he's Captain Cryy Pants. He's not sneezing none. He's just yowling his head off. In his defense, though, this is my fault. I forgot to feed him before stream. There is literally no food in his bowl right now. He is upset about that. You know how cats get when there's like a little hole in the bowl? This is like an entirely empty bowl. He's going to lose his mind. He's holding it together pretty well, I'd say. Okay. Yeah, that arm's kind of about where I want it. We may come in with some extra glazes later and brighten it up in some spots. Maybe a little bit of this bright yellow here and there and stuff. A little too much there. Tone that down. There we go. That's about where I want it. Okay. There he goes with the snuffle sneezes. Oh, we got a little bit in our recess there. Let's get that out. Wick it out. Okay. Okay, I think that's about where we want that. We'll come in and brighten up the head here on the side a little bit. Not a lot, 'cause, I mean, we don't want to pull too much away from these areas. We're going to brighten it up some. Maybe just a wee bit right in there. Probably should be using my bigger brush for this. I don't get the brush stroke issues. Switch over here. Hey, Warlander, how are you doing? Welcome in. I am doing pretty good. How about yourself? I had a little bit of the sickness last week, the old galloping crud. But I am alive and well today. Now I just got to make up for having the galloping crud by, doing extra work. Okay, here we go. Bless you, cat. There's Captain Sneezy Pants. He has resumed his duties as a sneezer. One sec here. Let me. Oh, God. Mal. If you keep doing that, I'm going to have to put you on camera, right? Right? Be quiet. Okay. Sorry about that. Kind of new kind of hay, and it's just got something in there I am super duper allergic to in it. I don't know. I'm guessing. Well, it says it's Bermuda, and well, I'm allergic to Bermuda, so more than likely what it is. I might have to start wearing goggles and a respirator when moving hay at work. Because, that's fun to do when you're already straining to try adding straining to breathe to the list. I'm really happy with how he's turning out, folks. Like I said, I don't know if you can see, pardon me, the brightness of the skin, but I really like him. He's not quite neon green, like like that far color green. He's not quite that green, but he's very bright. Alrighty. How do we want to do his horns? I know they're green in the drawings of him, but do we want to do them like actual horn? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Let's do his eyes first. Let's do that. We'll do that. That's going to be fun, right? Eyeballs is everybody's favorite thing to do. We'll get a little bit of white out. Not white out like you use to correct mistakes, but we'll get a little white out. Sorry. Let's see here. Where's my yellow glaze? There's my yellow glaze. We got some Lamenter's yellow. And let's get my brush out. Actually, let's get my eyeballs out. The real eyeballs. the funny looking bug glasses. We need these for this project. Okay. Pretty good there. Might come in and clean that up just a wee little bit. Oh, I just drew my hand. Oh well. What's new? Okay. So got that eye done. Let's get this other one done. Good thing is, it looks like we've done this without getting green into the white contamination, which is good. We're going to tidy that up just a wee bit. So, what is everybody up to? Anybody hobbying along? I know we got some lurking workers, but do we have any hobbyists? Any painting going on? Watching that clock. I hear you watching that clock. I actually have to go back to work when I'm done here today. Isn't that fun? Because this was not my usual scheduled day off, or scheduled half day off, so I'm going to go back in and make up the hours I'm taking off today. But that is all good. Is that his tongue? I think that's supposed to be his tongue over here. Or his lip, like his lips curled up. Ooh, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Putting together office copies of some new releases. Ooh. My new releases. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, good God. Wow, this has not been used in a while. Holy crap. That's like glue. Yeah, we always love to see new releases. New stuff. New stuff to throw money at. I'm very anxious to get my Mecha Mama. That was one of the things I ordered during the Black Friday sale. I got the Mecha Mama going. I got some Gaining Ground 3 cards, which, because I play so often, right? I need those cards. And what else did I get? I can't remember. Wow. Wow. Okay. Oh, I got some of the stuff for Vagrant Song. I did not get the stuffed cat though. The Vagrant Song cat was very poopy. Uh, very disappointed in not getting that. But I waited too long. Did not realize how short the supply would be, or how many. I should have, because you guys are what, third printing on Vagrant Song now, or is it fourth? I should have known that it would sell out fast. Your phone's at 4%, not near a charger. Oh no. Well, thank you for hanging out, Panda. Bye. Now, he does not technically have teeth showing. Those are like splits in his lip. So we're not going to do, I thought those were teeth, but they're not. So we're just going to get our lime green, yellow looky here, and we'll edge those a little bit to enhance those cracks, right? It may even go up to high yellow, like full flash gets on those, just to make sure they're seen. Or just, I'm probably won't go yellow. I'll just add a little more yellow to my yellow green. That's what we'll do. Yeah. There we go. That'll be brighter without being yellow. Okay. Probably could have gone just a tad more yellow, but I think this will be okay. I'll do a little bit more up here on the brow furrow. I think we need to work on that nose a little bit too. I don't think we're quite, or the place where a nose would be if it were a normal creature, because he doesn't really, don't have any smoothness here. His nose has no chill. We'll have to fix it. Go. Now we're getting somewhere. think there's a little seam or something, like where mold line or something. So we're gonna have to kind of get down into it. Get down on it. Get down on it. There we go. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. That's a bit better. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit up here too, because, well, there are some highlights going on there, right? All right. We have spent an hour and 15 minutes on Mr. Waldo's skin, and we haven't even gotten to the wings or the horns yet. Wow. This is like it's like the brewmaster all over again. But I enjoy doing. Ooh, sorry, cat. I enjoy doing blending on the skin. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I think the results are very worth it. Yeah, I could have done this in like 10 minutes with an airbrush, but I wanted to do it with brush. Probably could have smoothed this out a little bit more. That's what we're doing right now. Don't want it up on the bow tie though. We want to maintain that darkness there. I am so off screen. I'm sorry about that, guys. Sometimes you get chasing a detail and you just totally forget you're supposed to be performing for other people. Pardon me. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, this is mistletoe. That's what that is. I was trying to figure out what was on his horn. Okay. So I decided I don't want green horns, even though I know they're depicted that way in the cartoons. So we're going to do a little bit. We're going to do some bone color here because I do want the mistletoe to show up. So we're going to get some. Where is it? That's not the color I want. Where is she? You know what? Let's just do khaki. Khaki will work. Because it's actually tan/bone color, or can be bone color, but it has a smidge of green in it. So that actually will work really good. If we want to get fancy, we could paint him like metallic gold, like he's got some Loki horns going on. I always thought those gold horns were really cool looking. First time I saw them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they look so awesome. One of those costumes I actually wanted to do. Were I thin enough? Because I'm a huge fan of green. I mean, I know you guys would never figure it out because I'm always painting gremlins and green skins of some sort. But yeah, I'm a big fan of green. One of my favorite colors. I like anything bright. And green is one of those that looks good when it's bright, looks good when it's dark. It's kind of just universally good. Got a little bit of trash right there. Let's see if we can get that. Yeah, we got it off. The bone horns are not messing too much with your head cannon, are they, Weird Hobby? Okay. Of course, because we did that, we'll need to do the hat next. So let's do that because it technically should have done it first because remember, inside out, and the hat is recessed. So let's do the hat. Where is my black red? There we are, black red. Black red, Mephiston, Wild Rider, and what's the other one? Evil Sons. That's it. All right. We are. We got a little splatter. Let's see if we can get a little bit. There we go. We got just a drop more out of our Evil Sons. And the good thing is we probably won't need much Wild Rider, but definitely need the Evil Sons. All right. Okay, let's get our red. Especially underneath. Kind of had to push it in and shove it in there. It's a bad angle. Definitely recommend doing this with a junkier brush so you're not hurting your good brush when you got to jab paint in, okay? Even though you like the precision of your good brushes, definitely use a junky one when you push paint because it's not good for the bristles. Even if we had to come back in and repaint a little around it. Oopsie. I actually brought myself a early Christmas gift this year. A Merry Christmas to me gift. I got myself a a Xbox controller for my PC because I have a lot of games that would work better with a controller, but I've never had one or haven't had one that would work with a PC in years. And they had a new limited edition color this year called Lunar Shift, and it was like $50, I think. It's really pretty. Actually, I don't know if the camera will show us awesomeness, but it's this kind of silver, gold, green, pink, purple pearl. It's really pretty. I dig it. But I was very disappointed to find I couldn't use it when I got it because even though it says, Bluetooth enabled, apparently my Bluetooth dongle is US or Bluetooth 2 or 4, I can't remember, and it does not recognize the controller. So I've got to get another Bluetooth dongle. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and get this little bit of fur trim here around the base. We're using, we may come in with a darker gray at the bottom here, but for right now we're going to use pale blue, and we'll do a little dark Reaper wash on it. If the dark Reaper wash isn't enough darkness to it, we can come in and paint a little dark Reaper itself in there, or just do multiple washes to get the darkness we need from it. I realize my hand's covering about half of that, but no other way I could get in there. I'm sorry. Got my mouth hanging open. You got to hold your mouth just right when you're painting, you know. Otherwise, you can't paint. Just a rule. I didn't make it up. I just have to follow it. Sometimes it requires the tongue to be stuck out. Other times your mouth has to be just gaping open like you're catching flies. I know, it's weird, but that's the way things work. But yeah, catching the rest of this trim here. Okay, here we go. That little spot's not quite dry yet, is it? Bummer. I'd not quite get close enough yet. Let it, oop, drag our fingers through the wet paint because that's what we're supposed to do. Kind of awkward painting this one. Yes. Tell us about it, Kat. How upset are you that your bowl is empty? I know. It's a lot. But I promise I'll fill it as soon as the stream is over, okay? How dare your human servant forget that, right? He's like, fine, I'll just break down and drink something. Ugh, water. I'm trying to be eating food. Okay, there. Got that hat knocked in there. Okay, now, you know, if you keep doing that, I'm going to put you on camera. You don't like that, right? You know the rules. Be quiet. Probably don't need these super bug glasses right now. Probably get by with just my regular ones. Do that. They're great for eyeballs and stuff like that, but they really bring on headaches. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. I gotta say, his little Christmas hat, it looks a tad bit like a red chili pepper. Like a cayenne. Not sure if that was intentional, but that's what it looks like. Meow. Shh. Shh. Quiet, cat. Look, I didn't ask for a co-host today. Okay, so we're just working that Mephiston around a little bit. I did notice an area on the horns that we didn't quite cover before. So we'll have to hit that when we get back to working on them. Oops. And we just kicked the crap out of the camera. Sorry about that, guys. Starting to get the dry mouth thing. We have not been practicing talking so much. Okay, so we got the fist on in. So start working some of the evil sons in. Okay. I'll probably put my bug glasses back on just to check, make sure everything's kind of copacetic before we move on. Because you do see things with them that you don't see with your regular glasses, or I don't see with my regular glasses. So it's always good to kind of give it a once over with the big buggy glasses. Make sure you're where you need to be. And we'll hit it with a little bit of Wild Rider. This is the kind of orangey red. I'll put it on the seam. Probably should be using my synthetic brush. It holds a much better tip than these. All right. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. we're gonna get the synthetic in here. Come do our fine lines, please. Because the natural hair is not gonna do it today. There we go. Okay. All right, let's give it a once over real quick with the bug eyes and see how it looks. It still looks a little bit like a chili pepper, but that's okay. I think that will work. Okay. Oops. We got some red contamination. Whoopsie doopsie. Our khaki is no longer khaki. Fix that out there. All right, let's get our where is it? Dark Reaper, where are you? There it is. Okay, this is what we'll be using for our little mix here for the shadows on the white or the pale blue. I'm just going to put a drop over here, way over on the far side, because we're going to be watering it down a lot. Do I have my contrast medium? Where's that at? There she is. It works a lot better in plain water. I don't normally like to use additives and stuff because, well, you know, it's expensive. But that contrast medium stuff is really good. I like it a lot. One of those I would actually recommend. I'm not big on recommending additives. I very rarely use anything. Like, I don't use airbrush thinner. I don't use slow dry or any of those things. I mean, there are places that it comes in handy, don't get me wrong, and I'll use them where they need it, but I try not to use them. I try to do everything on a budget if I can. I know I spend a lot on paints, but I can spend a lot on paints because I don't buy all the other crap. So, and I can, you know, look at somebody that's getting into painting new and say, okay, yeah, your paints are going to set you some money back, but you don't really need all that other stuff. You can save more money for paints by learning how to thin things with you know, distilled water instead of medium, or, you know, use this instead of that and stuff. So, yes, I try and keep it. I try to keep it on the cheap and affordable side. Time to hit the road soon. All right, Total. Well, I appreciate you hanging out. It's good to see you. We'll try and get some streaming in on the personal side this weekend. We have not done it in a while, but we'll try and get some in this weekend. So hope you're around for that. You aren't working. Okay, so we got the white. The ruffle is washed with that Dark Reaper, and then we'll come in with some white and touch on highlights on it, and that should do it. Okay, so let's work on the horns. I think that would be a goodish place to start. I think there's that touch up on the wing. So we're going to get us a little more khaki. And what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to pull about this. This is some more contrast. This is the Gilliman flesh. We're going to pull a little bit of that toward the base of the horns. See if we can get us a blend going on here without getting all over the other stuff that we've already done. So that's going to be the challenge. See if we can do that. I'll just see if we can get a little bit more kind of concentrated down at the bottom where it meets the skin. Create kind of a separation there. There we go. And again over here. And what we'll do up here, we'll just kind of blend it out a little bit. And we'll start bringing the other colors in, the lighter ivory and stuff in. And same over here. I'm going to grab a little bit of that plain contrast medium and some of our khaki. Start pulling that over this. Pulling it away from the Gilliman's wash. I want to retain that little bit of shadow up underneath there because that is part of the horn. I mean, part of keeping some 3D aspect there. A little bit over here, just like that. Okay, now we're going to start adding some ivory into our khaki color. If I can find it, there it is. Didn't have to be a lot because ivory is pretty strong on khaki. Grab a little bit more of that contrast too. Whoa, what's up, cat? Oops, hitting the camera again. Sorry about that. One of these days, I'd really like to get a nice digi camera that I could set up way above my field of working, so I would never hit the camera again. But that's just a pricey thing that I can't do anytime soon. But it'd be nice. I'd like to not be smacking my camera all the time. Okay, and then we're going to start adding in a little bit more ivory here. Ooh, drop it. I'm having real bad problems with dropsies today. Mow yourself. Okay, so we got some horns in there. Yeah. Let's do a little bit more ivory. Let's get that, let's get our, get our synthetic in here and start working this. We'll put a couple little highlights here. That. Here we go. Get those done. Waldo's looking pretty smexy, isn't he, guys? Pretty smexy. Digging it. Okay, now I'm come back in and get some of some white and work on that trim a little bit. Dang cats, what are y'all knocked over now? Okay. I'm going to have to get around to fixing up my little synthetic brush. It's really starting to develop a tip curl. But it has been a fantastic little brush so far. I would love to get some more of these. And it's funny, I never thought I'd like a synthetic brush. But the broken toed ones are beautiful. It's just they have the same problem as the natural hair ones, is that they're hard to source and pricey to get over here. You do source them, and the natural hair ones have been horrible quality lately. Like, I don't know what kind of hair they're using, but it is most definitely not Kolinsky Sable. They say it is, but it isn't. So I have no longer buying their natural hair brushes. But if I can find some more of their synthetics, and they're as good as this one is, oof, I'll buy a bunch. It can come in handy. You know, you can kind of get to places you don't want to be. If you pay attention to where that curl is, you can use it. You know, you can use it as a technical brush. Yeah. They're not. It's not a bad thing to have tip curl, especially if you can account for it and use it. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do those the wing membranes real quick. I say real quick. It's not going to be quick, but let's get to it. Teddy, why must your head be in the way? This is gonna be fun. I don't even know how to go about getting the highlights in there. These, where Teddy's freaking fat head is. Might would have been better if we just done green, right? So I'm trying to do black here. Too late now. We're committed. So does anybody watch the new Wednesday, the Addams Family project on Netflix? I think they did a really good job casting for her. The Gomez one, he looks a lot like the cartoon Gomez, but it's hard to see anyone but the original in that role. But Wednesday looks amazing. Like cast wise, not You recently watched 1899. Ooh. So, spoiler free, tell me how that is or what that's about. That sounds interesting. Fantastic, very strange, very, very strange. Lots of themes of loss and memory. Ooh, sounds good. Were you a Manifest watcher by chance? Have you seen the fourth season or the first part of the fourth season? I really enjoyed it. I totally forgot the ending last season though. That grown up Cal had come to see his mom off kind of thing. Freaked me out. I was like, whoa, what is that one? You watched 18 Oh, Dark's in my list. I've not watched it yet, but I've heard really good things about it. So I threw it in the list, but just haven't gotten to it. Now it's dubbed, right? Because it's German native language. I think. It's so good. Ooh, wow. Okay. Oh no, I may have to bump it up in the queue a little bit then. Subtitles are better if you can stand it. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I watch a lot of anime, so subtitles are a thing for me. Because the dubs and those are just soul crushing. The one exception, Cowboy Bebop, a fantastic voice actor for the English dub, but I still prefer subtitles. There was one I watched called The Rain. It was also the same way that the voice acting was just god awful, but it was much better in subtitles. I mean, it still was a train wreck, but it was much better with subtitles. I'm feeling pretty happy we got Waldo pretty much taken care of today, almost taken care of here. We got to finish up his wings and his little bow tie. He's otherwise pretty well done. That makes me happy. We at least got through him. I would have much rather finished the whole project up today, but we're having fun painting greens again. Okay. Now we're going to come in here, let that dry a little bit. So let's do the mistletoe real quick. Mistletoe is the main reason I didn't want to do his horns green, because, well, mistletoe is going to be green too. So we had to have a little separation. So we're going to come in here with our heavy black green extra opaque and start working those in. These we're going to leave pretty dark. I mean, because, mistletoe is not a light green plant. It's a dark green, like what do they call it, a succulent or something like that. But yeah, it's a dark green plant, so we're not going to bring it up too much brighter, just other than to give it some highlights here and there for individual leaves. But it's going to be pretty dark. Okay. Get this little bit of the ends here on that mistletoe done. Bless you, cat. Here we go. And we just got to do some individual leafage, and the mistletoe will be ready. All right. Boy, I know you don't have food. I will get to it as soon as I'm done streaming, sir. I promise. Yes, it's not going to let me forget about that. I'm sorry, I forgot. Sorry. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of Caliban and a little bit of Warpstone together. This should be our main highlight, and then we might do a little dot of Warpstone by itself. But this should be the majority of the highlights here, this color. Yeah, you miss the cat sneezing quite a lot. I mean, he's not been his normal chain sneezy self, but he has done several little micro sneeze sessions during the stream. It's not all over the feet. No, thankfully not this time, which is good. Let me tell you, that is not a feeling you want. Not a feeling at all that you want. I may have to wait a little bit for this to dry. Or I could just keep doing it because it's kind of blending. So, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just keep going. Could probably use my bug glasses right now. That would help out. These little leaves here. Okay. Shh, cat. I'm gonna put you on camera. Be quiet. You know you don't like that. I have no idea where he got that antisocial anxiety. Rawr. Yeah, he's very upset. Well, it's understandable because I didn't realize his food dish was empty when I came down and started getting ready for stream. So his food is 100% out, and he's not gonna let that go. He's very upset about it. He wants the whole world to know. You know, I could do a couple of those little round doodads up there. Could do those white as mistletoe berries because they have those little white berries on them, right? I could do that. Just a tiny bit more of a lighter color up here. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of pale blue in a couple spots. Somebody, if they wouldn't mind checking, I'm almost positive it's white berries, but if anybody could check on mistletoe, make sure it's not red or something before you get too far along. But I'm pretty sure it has white berries on it. Oops, we just got all out of control there, didn't we? Nobody? Hey, Google, what color berries are on mistletoe?
White berries. berries. According to the National Wildlife Federation blog, mistletoes produce white berries, each containing one sticky seed that can attach.
It was white. I think there's one right there too. So we did the pale blue. Now we're just going to come in with a touch of white on top. Okay. And what color? I guess we'll do brown for that cord or something. Could do black, I guess, so it'll stand out. Let's do brown. I think we're a little off camera. Sorry about that. I tend to do that when I get zoomed in on a detail. So apologies. Okay. Now, makes it a little khaki. Maybe we won't. That turned weird. Let's not do that. That turned weird quick. We could do saddle brown. That could work. Not use this color yet. Let's try it. I could still use a run in the shaker, but we'll just have to make do. It's a little red. I'm not particularly fond of that either. Here we go. These are our colors. Sorry about that. Split second decision. Let's go with Morn Fang. Okay, and then we're going to add just a wee bit, I think, of that khaki to it, just a little bit, and get us a little bit more of a highlight here for this front edge. Okay. Got that portion there. See if we can get them wings straightened out. Going to come in with a little bit of Eclipse Gray. We're just going to try and overbrush those ridges. Overbrush, dry brush, whatever you want to call it. As best we can. That Teddy's ear is just like in the worst possible location for this. Nope. It's just like, nope, not going to happen. Not going to happen with that ear in the way. It's just going to have to be good enough. Okay. That is the only really bad spot, though, on the wings. The rest of them are pretty easily handled. Screen. Make sure we're on screen. Okay. Okay. This is detail work, so apologies for being quieter than normal. I tend to hold my breathing and my talking when I'm doing details, which technically you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to hold your breath like any more than when like you're at the shooting range or whatever. You're not supposed to hold your breath because it results in shots being wild. So same with the paintbrush. Supposed to breathe naturally, but I don't do it because I am a rule breaker. You wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I am. I am a troublemaker, rule breaker, whatever you want to call it. Yep, that's me. Hello, cat. Hello. Hello there. Okay. Didn't quite get into enough of the black here. Let me come in here and touch this up some. Okay. So, all right. Wow, we missed a whole bill splotch right here. What were we thinking? Wow. Really? He has stuff to say, folks. I don't know if you want to hear it, but he's going to make sure you do. Wow. Tell us about it, Cat. What is going on? I mean, besides the empty food dish, we know about this. We've told you we will fix it soon. So enough with the constant whining about that. What else you got to cry about? Bed too soft, temperature too comfortable, not enough predator animals after you. What else can you complain about today? Go ahead. Let's hear it. That's what I thought. Sometimes you got to get in there and do that psychology with them. Like, I can always put you back outside. You know, when we're starving and being chased by dogs and cars and all sorts of stuff. You wouldn't like that, would you? Nah, I didn't think so. I wouldn't, but I'm just saying I could. Okay. Let's trim those wings back up a wee bit, shall we? Did I get it? Oh, I thought I got it on the pom-pom, but I didn't. Thank goodness. Okay. Drunk imps. Yeah. Well, that's it. He's drinking some wine. Do not let him in the warehouse. That would be a very dangerous thing right now. Of course, I wouldn't let him on the website either. So, yeah, no computers, no warehouse, because he is drinking and Waldo is a bad combination. As drunk gremlins, somewhat less maliciously. Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm still relatively early in my Weird Chronicles or whatever, Tales from the Breach. So I had just been introduced to the Bayou, and I still crack up over their first introduction with the Ortegas, and the one that laughing maniacally swings his gun by the barrel at Francisco, I think it is, or Papa. It was Papa Loco he swung it at, and the gun discharges and blows his head off. It's so very gremlin. Yeah. Hey, Kendo, how are you doing? Yeah, they cracked me up. They were not my first faction, but I think they're my favorite faction. I started with Neverborn. I do love Dreamer, but I have really developed a love for the Greenskins. I love my little gremlins. There's a lot of character in there, you know. Been wanting to catch the stream for a while. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it. Fantastic. This isn't my usual stream day. Normally, I do the first and third Wednesdays of the month, but we're doing a makeup stream because I will only get one next month due to the holidays. So, but I do first and third, and Eleanor does first and third Tuesdays, and then Doug and Vierick do the second and fourth on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You don't get to play, but the figures in the story motherfucker, right? Yeah. Well, I don't get to play enough. I would like to play a lot more, but I do more painting than playing, and that's okay. It's still a form of the hobby, right? It still supports the game. So that's what matters, right? My plastic crack addiction. Most proudest is your first edition Pigapult. Your proudest figure is first edition Pigapult, but he's not painted. You just like him because he's full of character, or what then? I've got the alternate, the Egapult one, which that one's pretty fun too. I have nervous shake, so can't paint. He's detailed. Okay, I gotcha. Well, there are some techniques you can do to help with shaking. My hands are naturally pretty shaky too. I tend to do a tripod where I have both my elbows, this spot right here, not down here, because down here there's a nerve. But if you brace both spots right here, and then lock your hands together, either against the miniature, like I'm doing here, or via your pinky or whatever, then you've got 3 contact points. You got the 2 elbows and the contact point here, and it helps stabilize your hands. Not saying that's going to help for sure, but when you get the 3 locked together, they at least move together. So if you got a shake in one hand, your model's kind of moving with it. Okay, so just try it and see if you aren't already. That may help you. Okay, so we're just kind of doing our blending that we were doing on the other parts of the model on his wing fingers, I guess. I don't know what the hell you call these things. Wing phalanges? Wing bones? I don't know. Anyways, these wing things, we're working on them. See if we got our. Ooh, we about lost this. This almost dried out. Which is funny that the heat's not really been running today, so probably need to add some more moisture to my palette. Go getting a little bit of that lemon yellow kind of worked in there. Ooh. And we got some on Teddy too. All right, so now we're going to come back in and work on this next little flange or whatever the hell this thing is. And then down on this one. And then this one. All right, kind of getting that little blend in there. Not much of one, just a little. So let's work on this side here. But do some creative blending around these kind of rough spots here. There's really rough spots around this joint. So we're kind of brightening up these little bits here. I didn't realize that was the left wing. Whoops. See, that was the right wing I was working on. Nope. Nope. We're working on the left wing now. Derp-a-derp. Okay. So we're just continuing to blend these out a little bit. Get that kind of bright spot here. On the crest of the wing bone, whatever. Little whamma thingy. The whammy bar. I did not realize how rough these wings were until I started trying to paint them. Very, very textured. Got a little spot we missed over here too. Okay. Y'all like my mural here on my thumb? We always do thumb murals. Ooh, are we that close? Oh no, we are. We're so close to the end. No, we're not done. Well, folks, we're getting close to the end. I thought we were going to be a little bit further along. We are not, but that's okay. We do have another week to work on it. First week of December on the Wednesday. We'll continue working on him. That link provided there is a link to all my social medias. This is a Willow account, so one-click shopping. So you go do the like, follow, subscribe thing. That would be very, very appreciated since it doesn't cost you anything. It'd be a whole lot cooler if you did. And if for some reason you're not following Weird or Play Weird, please do so as well. Again, doesn't cost you nothing. We aim to provide quality content. And yeah, hope to see you in more streams. We're going to try and finish a few more details before we wrap it up. But we hadn't got long. Almost finished him. I mean, as far as like Waldo himself, we're very, very close to being done. Panda Cookie just got home from work, interact, and you're wrapping. Yeah, well, I appreciate you staying on as long as you could. We're going to try and be on my personal stream this weekend. I really need to get back in the habit of doing that. So look for me there. Look for the announcements in Discord. I'm going to do my best to do that. So we got 5 more minutes, so we're going to try and get some more of these wings wrapped up here. What do you think, Weird Hobbies? Are you thinking you like Waldo here? Is he kind of how you imagined he might look? And I'm throwing you on the spot, but what do you think? He looks great so far. Okay, cool. That makes me happy. Right. I think he's looking pretty good. Got 3 more minutes. Let's see what else we can get done on them wings. And then all we have to do is the wine bottle, glass, and Teddy. Teddy's going to take some time too because, you know, he's got all that fur and stuff. And we're not going to dry brush, are we, folks? No, of course not. Why would we dry brush? Dry brushing is for losers. I'm kidding. Dry brushing has its place 100%. Just not what we're going to do. That was 100% a joke. We actually probably will do a little dry brush, honestly, to start with, and then we'll fine tune it with individual hair work. I get tired of people saying, dry brushing is a beginner technique. No. Dry brushing is just a technique. It looks good sometimes, or it looks good when it's done right. On the right model with the right textures, dry brushing can be fantastic. There used to be a painter. He was Canadian, and he did exclusively dry brushing and like overbrushing. And his miniatures looked amazing. I'd never seen anybody that could dry brush and make a miniature look good, like all dry brush. And he did. He was something else, and he just stopped streaming. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he lost internet, lost where he lived or what, but he just up and disappeared one day. And unfortunately, it's been so long, I don't remember his name. And of course, you know, Facebook does that, or Twitch does that unfollow thing. So even if I had him followed, it's been so long, I wouldn't get a notification if he happened to come back on, because it'd unfollow you. All right, guys, I think that's it. Let me get my bug glasses off so I can look you in the eye. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. We will see you week after next. Other streamers will be in here next week, I think. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out. No, we'll see you next week because it'll be the first Wednesday of December. Anyways, thank you for hanging out. Till then, hobby on. Stay weird. Yeah, I can, though. I hope you can too.